nation, Hebrew kingdom building.
Let's start with verse 1.
Yes, sir. In the 3rd month, after the children of Israel had gone out of the land of Egypt, on the same day they came to the wilderness of Sinai. For they had departed from Rephidim, had come to...
Let's look at that word endure real quick. My bad. Let's look at that word endure real quick. That word endure, Exodus 18, verse 23. So that word endure is actually the Hebrew word amad. Ayin mem dalet. Oh, you want to do it? Ayin mem dalet. And that's actually, it's probably related to amudah, a pillar. Because it means to, it also can mean to remain, y'all. To stand, to remain. That's how you're able to remain. Delegate. Organize. You got some people. Oh, that's great. So it's an ayin mem dalet. Yeah, so I am M. Dollar. I'm not going to get into the breakdown on that because I didn't pray on it yet. But I have some things that I can see. So the iron, to look, to see, the mem, chaos, darkness, and then the dollar, the door. But it's about remaining. It's about being able to stand and endure to the end. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, let's keep going. Chapter 19.
You want me to start over from verse 1?
Yes, sir.
In the 3rd month, after the children of Israel had gone out of the land of Egypt, on the same day, they came to the wilderness of Sinai. For they had departed from Rephidim, had come to the wilderness of Sinai, and camped in the wilderness. So Israel camped there before the mountain. And Moshe went up to Elua, and Yahuwah called to him from the mountain, saying, Thus you shall say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you out on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now therefore,
He bore Yasharel on eagle's wings to bring him to himself. Very interesting. And you notice, if y'all remember the Torah portion, Yithro didn't go with him. He's like, man, come on, man. Yeah, come on. He's like, yeah, I'm through. Yeah, y'all go on in Shalom. He basically told him to go ahead. It's through. And so Yithro didn't go with him. So Moshe's back as the leader. You see what I'm saying? When he's with Yithro, you notice he submitted under Yithro. And so he might have, man, after Yithro gave him that advice, he's like, yeah, Yithro, you need to just come with us. He might have wanted to kind of have that awe, but, with him throughout this whole, But no, that wasn't, it seemed like it was the Most High will. No, you gonna be the head. So Yithro will stay here, and you go ahead. So now he's going without Yithro. All right, let's keep going.
You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. Now therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a special treasure to me above all people. But all the rest is mine.
Just heed and keep the covenant.
Verse 6, and you shall be to me a kingdom of priests and a Kodesh nation. These are the words which you shall speak to the children of Israel. So Moshe came and called for the elders of the people and laid before them all these words which Yahuwah commanded him. Then all the people answered together and said, all that Yahuwah has spoken we will do. So Moshe brought back the words of the people to Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, behold, I come to you in the thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with you, and believe you forever. So Moshe told the words of the people to Yahuwah.
So it says here that Yahuwah is coming in the thick cloud. Keep going.
Verse 10. Then Yahuwah said to Moshe, go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and let them be ready for the third day. For on the third day, Yahuwah will come down upon Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people.
He's going to come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of the people, and that's when he's coming in the thick cloud. He's coming in the clouds. And so he's telling the Mishpachah to consecrate themselves. He didn't tell, did he say come as you are? I thought it was only the priests who it really mattered what they wear. They're referring to everybody, wasn't it? He said, wash your clothes, get clean. Consecrate yourselves. Because Yahuwah is about to come. He's coming. Keep going.
Verse 12. You shall set bounds for the people all around, saying, take heed to yourselves that you do not go up to the mountain or touch its base. Whoever touches the mountain shall surely be put to death.
So this is wild. Anybody who touches the mountain shall be put to death. Verse 13.
Not a hand shall touch him, but he shall surely be stoned or shot with an arrow, whether man or beast. He shall not live. When the trumpet sounds long, they shall come near the mountain. So Moshe went down from the mountain to the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. And he said,
so they all got ready. They all got prepared. They washed their clothes. They got clean. It's important to practice. So I try to practice that here, even when on Shabbat. Definitely, especially before offerings, but even in Shabbat, like I try to make sure. Yeah, who cares about that stuff? I'm telling you. So I try to make sure I'm super clean before Shabbat. Now, on a regular weekday or something, it ain't as big of a deal. But before Shabbat, I'm trying to make sure I'm super, super clean. Even Yahuwah cares about all that, even your scents. Like, do you have on oils? Do you have on things that smell through to you? You want to know what smells through to Yahuwah? Look at the types of things that are in the offerings and the Torah. These different spices that's in the altar of incense and things that it literally says that it is a sweet smell and savor to Yahuwah. And you're supposed to be an offering, right, to the Most High, right? So to go before him as a living sacrifice. So what if you go in the middle and you praise and you kind of musty? Yeah, you ever thought about that? That's an offering to the Most High. And you in the middle, and ain't nobody want to say nothing because they want to offend you, but it kind of musty. You know what I'm saying? The Most High cares about you being clean. He literally told everybody to be clean. Wash yourself. Wash your clothes before you come before His presence. When you read Song of Solomon, anybody read Song of Solomon?
It's not bad. I mean, a lot of young people. So.
Okay. All right, give me a Song of Solomon, chapter 3. Let's just look at a couple of things.
It's an Old Testament, right?
After Psalms. I think it's after Psalms. Songs or something. Yeah, right there.
Okay, what chapter again? 3.
Wait, hold on. Read verse 6. Chapter 3, verse 6.
Sir. The Shulamite, who is this coming out of the wilderness like pillars of smoke, perfume with myrrh and frankincense, with all the merchants' fragrant powders.
Y'all see this? Go to chapter 4, verse 10. Solomon chapter 4, verse 10.
Okay, verse 10. How fair is your love, my sister, my spouse. How much better than wine is your love, in the scent of your perfumes than all spices.
And the what?
In the scent of your perfumes than all spices.
Y'all following that? Read verse 11.
Your lips, your lips, O my spouse, drip as the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under your tongue, and the fragrance of your garments is like the fragrance of Lebanon.
Y'all see this? Yeah, and y'all, I know what y'all thinking, but listen, this is prophetic about Yahusha too, though, y'all. This is prophetic about the Most High and Yahusha as well. There's multiple layers to this. That's why Yahusha, before they met with, y'all know what's about to happen? The 10 Commandments are about to be given. Y'all know what the 10 Commandments is? It's a marriage covenant. It's a ketubah, Torah, a ketubah. It's a marriage covenant. I don't know the best way to word it. It's just a marriage covenant. It's a ketubah. That's the best way to say it. Marriage requirements, I guess. Marriage vows. That's probably the best way to put it. It's like, in a sense, kind of like marriage vows. And so They had to prepare themselves. They had to be clean. They had to smell food. You want to always make sure that you're giving off a thub offering. Now listen. Didn't we just talk about part of the covenant was how Yahuwah walks through the midst of the camp to deliver thee and to give up thine enemies before thee. Therefore shall thy camp be Kodesh, that he see no unclean thing in thee and turn away from thee. Y'all know the context of that passage is it's about doo-doo. Y'all remember the context of that passage? Right before that verse is the commandment saying, hey, if you're using it, you need to, use an implement and dig a hole, because basically say he don't want to see nothing like that in the camp. Then it goes into for the Most High walks in the midst of the camp to deliver thee, and it get, like he's talking about he don't want to see nothing stank, nasty like doo-doo. Refuse. That's why we say no refuse in the camp. Refuse, that's doo-doo. That's the specific, if you want to talk about the specific context of the covenant passage in Deuteronomy 23:14, it's about not having doo-doo in the camp. I know we're like, that's the Ruwako refuse is like having, bitterness and maybe some, maybe stank attitude, things like, yeah, that's true. But also there's a physical layer to this too. That don't mean you can physically be stank though. But my attitude's through. No, it gotta be both. You always have the physical and the Ruwako layer with almost everything when you're talking about the scriptures. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so the Ruwako thing is, you don't want to have like hidden darkness. Hatred in your heart for your brother, jealousy, envy, malice, all that is refuse. All that will give up a bad smell too, ruwakali. But there's also a physical layer to it too. Even when Yahuwah was telling them to wash your clothes, wash yourself, I submit that was symbolic. About before you come in my presence, make sure you don't have no wickedness in you. You see what I'm saying? Prepare yourself, because in the third day, the Most High is going to come. So be clean, wash yourself. There's a Ruwako layer to that. But that didn't take away that they literally need to wash themselves, did it? There's a Ruwako layer to that. That did mean they need to make sure they don't have no malice, no jealousy, no envy, no bitterness, no unforgiveness, no hidden darkness, no hidden sin. It meant all that as well. They had to consecrate themselves and wash themselves. But that didn't take away the physical layer. They need to literally be clean too. All praise to the Most High. Let's keep going. I think y'all got that. Let's keep going. Because, we sometimes get it mixed up because other nations, it's not natural for them to, it's not their custom to smell food. Know what I'm saying? I remember it was one African dude, you know what I'm saying? He was like from Nigeria. Man, when he would come through the door, I'm talking about he would come through the door. Boy, everybody know when he come through the door. He left a smell trail, boy, and nobody wanted to tell him nothing. He would leave a smell trail of just, dusty must.
Oh, man.
This how we do in our country. Well, man, look, man. Man, look. That was never a custom of Yahusha, because you could start to think, oh, well, maybe that's how it was in the ancient time. Not with Yahusha. No, because our Lua always had us clean. We always smelled through. He gave us the wisdom on how to smell through. Yahuwah, we got that from Yahuwah. Yahuwah gave us the wisdom on how to be clean way before there were microscopes. Way before we had the understanding of what germs were and things like that. The microscope was created by the Europeans. Before that, Europeans didn't wash their hands. Before that, they didn't think it was necessary to have to bathe regularly or none of that. We had the revelation from who? Yahuwah. It was in the Torah that we had to wash all the time. All the time. The priests had to wash before they did their work every day, and the priests had to work all day every day. You had to wash your hands and your feet. You couldn't even go, like, the priests were barefooted, but you still had to wash your hands and your feet before you go into do the temple stuff. I mean the tabernacle stuff, as far as the menorah, altar of incense. Every time you lay with your isha, you had to wash with water. Are you unclean? You can't come to the temple. If you had any little thing, you had to wash yourself with water. So it was to the point to where Yasharel washed themselves all the time. I submit in the wilderness, when Yahuwah provided the water to come out of the rock, and we thought it was just so they could drink.
That makes sense.
Oh, no, they had to be, Yahuwah wanted them to clean. Oh, yeah, no, man, this the desert. Oh, yeah, let this, hey, Moshe, strike that rock. Oh, no, that's my bride. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, y'all got to be clean. They're going to be cleaner than all the other nations. And that was to this day. Like, y'all, in the dark ages, y'all heard of the bubonic plague, huh? I think most of y'all know this, but I'll just bring it out just for context. Because I talked about this many times, but the bubonic plague was such a it was a plague surrounding cleanliness, surrounding hygiene. So the Israelites weren't getting it. When we were all in Europe, we were like the only people not getting it. The Europeans were dying by the masses. And it was literally just because we was washing our hands and bathing, just because we was just keeping Torah.
Right.
But we weren't getting it at such a high rate that they started blaming the bubonic plague on the Israelites. They started blaming it on us. No, they're the ones who giving it to us. They're doing something with that magic, that stuff they be doing. They start persecuting the Yahudim in Europe during the Dark Ages, literally because we wasn't getting the bubonic plague. Now, when I say that, I mean nowhere near at the rate. That don't mean 100% of us wasn't getting it, but I'm saying nowhere near at the rate, not even close, that the Europeans were getting it. And so they started persecuting the Yahudim literally because of that at that time, certain times in the Middle Ages. So yeah, that's why, Sanjay Gupta.
Man.
My name is Sanjay, I may help you today. And you're like, woo, man, hold up. Man, look here. Man, I'm through. You know what? Never mind. Right. You know what? I mean, be musty, boy. They come to work. They come to the job, and they be chilling in the cubicle, musty. Man, that jump was wild to me at first. Man, it's interesting. Man, he was talking about that too. I think anybody, man, because there's so many of them here. I mean, I think everybody done dealt with that. I was going to the Seventh-day Adventist church. It was people from all nations there. You know, Africa, India. You know, Seventh-day Adventists. Anybody familiar with it? They just very, very multicultural. Man, people going in there super musty. That stuff was wild to me. It's like, you can't tell that in America we don't do that. You can't tell that it's different here. You would think you at least want to. Oh, Malek, didn't he say that he talked to the person? Malek, see, I wasn't that. Yeah, we just, I didn't have that personality. I just be sitting there like, they trying to talk to you and you like, oh yeah. Yeah, I start watering. Yeah. Man. Yeah, so yeah, but I got that meeting though. Yeah, it's already, man. Oh no, the meeting's not till 20 minutes. Oh yeah, but I gotta go early though. You see what I'm saying? I gotta get there early. Cause man, Moshe said he was talking to him though. He's like, hey man, look man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't do that here, man. You know, ain't nobody gonna tell you. I was the one that wasn't gonna tell you. He like, ain't nobody gonna tell you, man, but you know, You'll probably get that promotion, man, if you just, you just watch it,
Can I say something there real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm through. I got one. So it's interesting because so I used to work with this dude at my old job. His name was some Kumar Satish. So their quote unquote holy days actually require them not to bathe. They are not allowed to bathe on some of their days. Like they do all this fasting. Like so you seen them with the thing on their head. That's how you know they about to stink. Cause they doing whatever that is, they not allowed to bathe. And this how I know. Cause he told me. He said he was like, he just talking me about the how he's glad that the fasting is over now and he can eat. He said, but one bad thing is now I got to take a shower once a week. It's like. I was like, oh, I'm glad you work in San Antonio, man. Like, yeah. So but I only bring that up because it's interesting that they serve these fallen ones who tell them not to bathe. Like it's a law that they cannot bathe.
That stuff is mine. That stuff is wild. But I just say all that to say. I say all that to say that But especially sons. Listen, like daughters too, y'all too. Like the Most High cares. Like the Most High, He cares about your hygiene. Like if you know you're gonna go before Him on Shabbat, a set apart day, you want to be extra clean. You want to be extra. Remember, in Yahusha the bridegroom, we be saying that, but then you don't really be moving like that. Ain't Yahusha the bridegroom? Yeah. Like the Most High care. I'll tell y'all from personal experience. That was one time when I guess I went too long without washing my hair. Or my beard or something like that, man. I heard in prayer, wash your beard. Yeah. Or was it a cut? I think I had to cut it at that time. I think I had to cut it. But man, He cares about that stuff. So yeah, I wash my hair. I try to make sure I wash my hair pretty regularly, especially if I'm gonna be doing an offering or something. I usually pray, make sure I'm through, make sure my hair through. Yeah, so I wash my hair a lot of times. I'll be like, all right, let's wash my hair. We about to do an offering, so wash my hair. Clothes clean. He cares about that stuff, man. Make sure like your oils that you smell through. I'm talking about, I'm not talking about trying to impress Akio or the Akim. No, I'm literally talking about like Yahuwah right now. This is different. Now, as far as that's a separate conversation. As far as whatever Akim, Akio, stuff like that. Totally different conversation. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about when we going before Yahuwah, y'all. Praising Him, going before Him. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Going back to Exodus.
Yeah, going back to Exodus. Yeah, Exodus 19.
Okay, where was I at? Let's see.
I think we was on.
Verse 13. Let's see.
Yes, do verse 10 and read down.
Then Yahuwah said to Moshe, go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow. Let them wash their clothes. And let them be ready for the third day. For on the third day, Yahuwah will come down from Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. You shall set the bounds for the people all around, saying, take heed to yourselves that you do not go up to the mountain or touch its base. Whoever touches the mountains shall surely be put to death. Not a hand shall touch him, but he shall surely be stoned or shot with an arrow. Whether man or beast, he shall not live. When the trumpet sounds long, they shall come near the mountain.
When shall they come near the mountain?
When the trumpet sounds long.
So it's at the blast of the shofar. Also, but it's because the blast of the shofar is it's like announcing the coming of the king, making way for the king, just like what we did, right? Hezekiah blasts the shofar, and then we announce the coming of the Melech. The same thing happens in the Kodesh marriage. It's at the if y'all ever been to a Hebraic wedding, what happens is he blows the shofar, he announces the coming of the bridegroom. So this is a similar situation. It's like the announcement of the coming of the bridegroom because it's about to be a wedding covenant given. You see what I'm saying? It's about to be the 10 Commandments given. It's at the sound of the shofar. Go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 real quick. Nope, not 5:17. That's ingrained in them. I like it. I like it. Give me verse 16.
16, yes, sir.
First Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 16.
Right, everybody there? Okay. Okay. For Yahuwah himself shall descend from Shamaim with a shout,
So a shout, that's teruah.
with the voice of an archangel,
Y'all hear this? That's with the voice of a chief malak, a archangel. That's a chief malakim. And what else?
and with the trumpet of a lure,
With the shofar of Elua. Said he should descend down with a shout, with a teruah, with the voice of a chief malak, and with the trumpet of Elua. Keep going.
and the dead in Christ shall rise first.
All right, so the dead in Mashiach shall rise first at the sound of the trumpet. I'll submit that's about the awakening, but let's keep going.
Then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet who are in the air.
Then Yahuwah say he's coming down in the thick clouds in Exodus 20. Keep going.
And thus we shall always be with Yahuwah.
There we go. Let's go back to Exodus 20. No, I mean Exodus 19. Let's keep going.
Okay, verse 14.
Let's do.
So Moshe went down from the mountain to the people and sanctified the people. They washed their clothes. And he said to the people, be ready for the third day. Do not come near your wives.
So remember that in 1 Thessalonians 4 it said Yahuwah will come with a shout and the dead will rise at the sound of the trumpet, right? And it's saying here to be ready for the third day. Isn't the third day associated with resurrection, which is what was talking about in 1 Thessalonians 4, that the dead will rise? He said, be ready for the third day, for Yahuwah will come and visit. At the sound of the shofar come. All the people need to come and gather, for Yahuwah's coming to visit on the third day. At the sound of the shofar. Let's keep going.
Verse 16.
Verse 15.
And he said to the people, be ready for the third day. Do not come near your wives.
So, this is interesting. It says, be ready for the third day. Do not come near wives. That's very interesting to me. Because you can look at this pretty. It's interesting. Because yours is in, why is that? Because you're about to go before the Most High. And so, going before his presence, you don't want to be unclean. You know, this is the reality. This is Torah. This is just reality. Laying with your Isha, it does defile you. It does defile you. That's why the Torah says you got to wash with water and be unclean until evening. And so there's a time for everything. But when you're about to go before the Most High, that's not the time to be doing anything like that. So a through practice is when you're setting yourself apart to go before the Most High on Shabbat, a feast day, things like that. It's only a married folks and it's only a married folks thing to worry about right now. But you know, for married folks, it's best to refrain from anything like that, because you want that day to be focused on the Most High anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just best to refrain. Go all in all week, but when you're talking about like Shabbat, feast days, all week. Oh, they caught it all week. But on Shabbat, you want to refrain because at the time, or high Shabbats, I should say. I probably should say high Shabbats because, you know, if I say feast days, then people will take that to the bank. The husbands will be coming to me, calling me, man, look, the whole Sukkot. You know what I'm saying? They say, well, Mushal said you're not supposed to be doing that on the feast day. And the whole 10 days of Sukkot, man, what's going on? No, I don't mean literally all the feast days. The high Shabbats, though, like Shabbats. Yeah, I get what I'm saying. You gotta be you just gotta use wisdom. You know what I'm saying? If you know that let's say maybe there's gonna be an offering that day, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You might want to pray on that. Our specific, since we're usually participating in the offering, we wouldn't do that. Even if it's not a high Shabbat, if we know we're doing an offering that day in the Sukkot and it's not a high Shabbat, we would refrain, especially if you're participating in the offering. So let's say if I have, because y'all know that there's specific times we're doing the offering, and there's some of y'all, the Most High wants to actually participate in the offering. Y'all know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you're one of the people who's supposed to participate in that offering, then yeah, it'll be best, even if it's not. If it's like a feast day, but it's not a high Shabbat, it'd probably be best not to participate. I mean, it's probably best to refrain, is what I'm saying. Probably best practice. I'm just, it's not set in stone, but that'll probably be best to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to throw that out there now, so to try to keep the questions, to try to minimize, the questions for later. So anyway, all praise to the Most High. Let's keep going.
Verse 16. Then it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunderings and lightnings and a thick cloud on the mountain, and the sound of the trumpets was very loud.
All right, so you have thunderings, you have lightnings, you have a thick cloud, and the sound of the shofar. There it says it was very loud. Like the shofar is blowing. Like it's like this announcement that Yahuwah's about to meet. Like it's this announcement. That's why y'all notice even during praise and worship, man, when the Ruach gets real strong, what'll happen a lot of times? You hear the yeah, you hear Hezekiah start blowing the shofar. Like you'll start, man. Like especially, man, you'll be able to start feeling when like the Most High's about to like be all the way here, and it's like you'll start hearing that shofar blowing. The next thing you know, you turn, you'll see people crying. Oh, told out the Most High, told out. You might see some people that fell out, you know what I'm saying? Because of Most High, you know, like that's how it be. Even in the ceremony, was that yesterday? I can't even. Everything's a blur now. Like I think it was your last night. I think so. It was the day before. Oh man, that's the day before. Ain't that something? That stuff, man, something else. Even then, man, it was finna go into full blown worship. I started feeling the ruach. Yeah, what's the name? Start blowing that shofar, man. I start, man. Look here. That was a visitation. And so it's this announcement of the coming of the king. It's this announcement of the coming of the bridegroom. And it's like this like preparing the way. It's a frequency. The blowing of the shofar, the teruah. That's why it said, even in 1 Thessalonians 4, this is in the Brit Hadashah, that it's at the sound of this frequency, the sound of this trumpet, that Yahusha or Yahuwah is going to descend down and meet with his people, and they're going to gather with him in the clouds. Keep going.
So that all the people who were in the camp trembled.
What verse you on?
That was the last part of verse 16.
Okay, let's keep going.
And Moshe brought the people out of the camp to meet with Allure. They stood at the foot of the mountain. Now Mount Sinai was completely in smoke because Yahuwah descended upon it in fire. Its smoke ascended like the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mountain quaked greatly. Verse 19. And when the blast of the trumpet sounded long and became louder and louder, Moshe spoke, and Yahuwah answered him by voice. Then Yahuwah came down upon Mount Sinai, on the top of the mountain. And Yahuwah called Moshe to the top of the mountain, and Moshe went up. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, go down and warn the people, lest they break through to gaze at Yahuwah, and many of them perish.
Man, this ain't no joke. Keep going.
Verse 22. Also let the priests who come near Yahuwah consecrate themselves, lest Yahuwah break out against them.
You hear this?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
The priests who come near Yahuwah need to consecrate themselves. That means it means like to sanctify, to set apart. But I submit it also means they need to be clean. They need to wash themselves. That's a part of the consecration process, ain't it?
Right.
They need to be clean. He said, lest he break out against him. Because that's what it says. That was even in the covenant that Yahuwah walks in the midst of the camp to deliver thee and to give up thine enemies before thee. Therefore shall thy camp be Kodesh, that he see no unclean thing in thee. So when it says the camp shall be Kodesh, he's saying that it means it needs to be clean, that he don't see no unclean thing in thee. Mm-hmm. Not dirty, not filthy, not stank. Smells is just very important to the Most High. Smells is very important to the Most High, it is. That's what he blesses us when he gives us when we give up a thub offering that smells thub. The scripture says it's a sweet smelling savor, an offering of fire to Yahuwah, and you know that word literally is Isha, y'all. That's an offering of fire to Yahuwah. Let's keep going.
Verse 23, but Moshe said to Yahuwah, the people cannot come up to Mount Sinai. Well, you warned us, saying, set bounds around the mountain and consecrate it. Then Yahuwah said to him, away, get down and then come up, you and Aharon with you. But do not let the priests and the people break through to come up to Yahuwah, lest he break out against them.
This is just showing the type of access that there's access that Moshe had that nobody else had. There's access that Aharon had that nobody else had. Is this showing a separation here? It's showing the people too. And, you know, it's the same thing with the heads, yo. It's the same thing. There's access that your leaders have that you don't have. There's access that the Melachins have that y'all don't have. Let's keep going.
Verse 25. So Moshe went down to the people and spoke to them.
So Moshe went down to the people and did what?
Spoke to them.
What do you think Moshe spoke to them? Y'all know there ain't no chapter breaks in the Torah scrolls, right? All right, go to chapter 20 and then we're going to see what Moshe spoke to them. Look.
And Yahuwah spoke all these words, saying, I am.
Oh, snap. But then it says, and Yahuwah spoke all these words, saying, I am Yahuwah your Elu, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. Y'all see this? Was it Moshe who gave all these commandments to the people? Could it have been it was Moshe who gave all these commandments to the people? Remember, the people wasn't allowed to go up there. Yahuwah specifically said that don't let them come up here. Just you and Aaron. No, they can't come up here. They have to be put to death. So could it have been Moshe who gave those to him? They had to believe that Moshe had the access to Yahuwah, that he heard from Yahuwah. I submit it's very possible that Moshe brought the commandments out. Yahuwah spoke through Moshe, but it was Moshe. Yahuwah dealt with Moshe and Aharon on it. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm wondering if it was like almost like how the Most High spoke through Melech Musha at Pesach.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get. Yeah, go ahead.
I can wait.
Okay. All praise to the Most High. Hallelujah.
Because see, I was going to say in verse 19 how it says, then they said to Musha, you speak with us, and we will hear, but let not Yahuwah speak with us lest we die. Because you just said it could have, what you just said, some people didn't believe it. So the next verse says, and Musha said to the people, do not fear, for Yahuwah has come to test you, and that his fear may be before you, so that you may not sin. Because that even lines up with a teaching Melech Yahusha brought out about the shining of his face, and that really represented like these horns. So, and then, I just thought about this. And the verse you went to I think you went to Revelations or Thessalonians. I be getting them too confused. 1 Thessalonians 4 with the shout of no, it's not that one. I think it may have been Melech Yahusha. You're right. All these things are kind of going together. But there was a shout that comes from the throne. Melech Yahusha said this. He did say it right. So there was a shout that came from above the throne. And then he began to talk about how, there are some of those who go above, who are from above. But it's just starting to line up because I'm wondering now if it's going to be something similar in the last day. Because the shout came from the throne room, but I have to find that scripture in Revelation he was talking about because I don't, go ahead and read it, love. You got it? Give me that. Here. Be quiet. Revelation 19:5. Then a voice came from the throne saying, praise Yahusha, all you his servants and those who fear him, both small and great. So that's not Yahuwah saying praise Yahuwah. That's a voice from the throne saying that. Okay, so all right, let me all right. So this is Hebrews 12. Man, you got my mind going. This will be the last thing I'm gonna say though. So Hebrews 12 verse 20. Say on this 25, I think. Yeah. So it says, see that you do not refuse him who speaks, for if they did not escape who refused him who spoke on earth, much more shall we not escape if we turn away from him who speaks from heaven. So I never understood this part. For if they did not escape who refused him who spoke on earth. So this is going back. It's talking about the wilderness is what he's talking about. And it says that he who spoke on earth. All right, let me keep going though, because the rest is all right. So escape. Let me read it again. See that you do not refuse him who speaks. For if they did not escape who refused him who spoke on earth, much more shall we not escape if we return away from him who speaks from the Shamayim, whose voice then shook the earth. But now he has promised, saying, yet once more I shake not only the earth, but also heaven. So if you get a chance to read Sarah Ezra Yiska's recount of that Pesach, she writes about a lion that roared. That's a hard word to say, but roars forth during that Pesach event. And you can even hear it. I went back to the video, and you can hear Melech Musha's voice changed. Matter of fact, so this is making a lot of sense. So some of the people who made videos against rebirth even mentioned it, how so what they said is that there was a demon that modulated his voice. That's what the people said. And this just makes a lot of sense. So this was probably Musha speaking. And they heard the voice of Yahuwah through Musha. That's why the people who just wasn't with rebirth, they were saying how the Melech Musha's voice modulated. And one of the ladies was like, yeah, you can't do that. The only way that can happen is it's spiritual. It's ruachal. She didn't say ruachal. She said spiritual. And then they talked about all these different covenants and things like that. So, yeah, that's just, man, that's a major revelation, actually. Yeah. Hallelujah. All right, so we have 443 from Zerayahu. Oh. From Zerayahu. After Mushal said, we got to bless the Melakim with some funds, I blessed up with some buddy bucks. I blessed up with some buddy bucks. I don't get it. You gave the Melakim some buddy bucks? You know HEB is like only in Texas, right?
He started stuttering.
Yeah, we might have to talk about that. Like, you gave him some buddy bucks?
All you get is like a sticker with that.
All right, we keep moving.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to speak around giving the Millets no buddy bucks. We gotta talk about that.
There's a certain level of kabod and honor. So we'll talk. All right, Bethel said she had a comment about Moshe avenging his family members.
Shabbat Shalom, Kafel Hudim, Abanman Hudim, where's due? So, in reference to, wait, let me see if I remember, because this was at the beginning of the lesson. So Malek Musha was talking about in a teaching he did like years ago about your purpose and just how Moshe was moving in his purpose from before he was even moving in his purpose. So what Malek Musha was saying is something that may infuriate one person, may not necessarily infuriate somebody else, because that's the thing that you were purposed to change. That's why you were created to change. So the thing that might anger you might not anger somebody else, because that's what you were created to change. So with Moshe killing the Egyptian that was hurting his family member, that's what he was created to change before he even knew what his purpose was. And that's why he was moving as a Ga'al Hadam before he even knew he was a Ga'al Hadam. But then Malek Musha was talking about anger, and he was saying that anger is not bad. It just needs to have the right avenue. Anger is passion needing the right focus, and anger can be the birthplace of change. And so he had to go to the wilderness for those 40 years so he could channel that anger and that thing that was inside of him, so that when he went back to Mitzrayim, the anger could have been channeled in a way that Yahuwah needed him to channel it, and not just moving off of this emotion that he was feeling and killing this person like he did. He needed him to channel it in the right way so that Yahuwah could use him to come against Pharaoh in the way that he needed him to bring his people out and move as a Ga'al Hadam in the way that Yahuwah purposed him to. So that's why I wanted to say, praise Yahusha.
Yeah, Moshe, he was something else. He had to know some stuff. Because even the Egyptian, he probably was this Egyptian, for him to beat on the slave, he probably had some sort of skills too. And Moshe whooped him. And then hit him in the sand. Man, how you do that? Moshe whooped him and hit him in the sand. That's crazy.
I mean, most people have a hard time picking up a sleeping child. He picked up a whole man.
Yo, that's wild, man.
Dang, I was gonna say something about that. Yeah, I think Moshe had a love for his people, like a deep love. Because something that Yahuwah was showing me is how, so that video that Nathaniel put in there got sound. I know that's what everybody watching. That's it, man. I'm trying to get Shimshon on that.
That mug real long too. That's hilarious.
Yeah, from it, man. Yeah, we watched this one already.
Where does it hurt? Man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so this Nathaniel said this is how Moshe did that Egyptian. Yeah, that boy. Shimshon, I'm telling you, bro. That's what I was trying to tell you, man. Now this movie ain't in English though. You gotta read. But
it seemed like Moshe had he might have had a little bit of a reputation though. Cause man, they knew it was Moshe. Hit him in the sand. That's Moshe. We're gonna get him. We know who did it. Like, man.
Mikael said, yeah, man, Moshe had had hands back then. He was whooping everybody, man. He's whooping everybody. Yeah, I think it came from a place of love, though. You were showing me how, like, love is actually the purest gate to violence. Like, if you want to be violent, get violent behind some ahava, and you'll have a whole different level of strength. Whole different level, mommy strength. Like, y'all done seen the mommies lifting cars up into things like that? I ain't believe them videos at first, and then I saw Hadassah do some stuff. I was like, oh, snap.
Y'all want to see some love anger? Get in the way of a Hebrew mama and her children, boy. Look at
Mm-hmm.
Hebrew mama and her children. Well, she don't play about her babies now. She gonna cut you over her babies.
Ima Oria. He didn't redeem. Hey, y'all need to get this stuff up. Get this up. Way too much. Ima Oria. He didn't redeem Israel just to do it, to show he has dominion over all Elohim. Get the top dog that everyone fear to show your dominance.
Man,
Everything is for his kabod.
Man, that's it, Ima. That's it. That's it.
Akalesh. For my own sake, I do it. For how long? Nope. For how should my name be profaned? My kabod I will not give to another.
Man.
That's Yahoo 48:11. ESV. Radayahu.
Ah, man. Oh, man.
Radayahu. The dominion that we have, the dominion that we will have is going to be on a different level. We will have dominion over their Elohim as well.
That's it.
The social norm of the Eretz will be what is in the Torah.
That's it.
There will only be one culture, Yahuwah's culture.
Hallelujah.
Man,
Hallelujah.
That's fire right there.
That's
boy.
it.
That's it right there, Ben. That's it.
Let me put a fire little thing on there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's it. So, man, I actually wrote something during the lesson. So you mentioned this earlier, and I think it's around the same time Radah wrote this actually, but how the people have always been one with their Elohim. Everything that they wore, how they worshipped, there's no distinction between the people and the Elohim that they serve. That's why, man, Malek Yahusha was going in on this, man. He was going in. That's why Christians look like Christians. Even Christians who just decide to call Jesus Yahusha still look like Christians. They dress like Christians. They smell like Christians. They move like Christians. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, there's a difference between cologne and essential oils, man. Like, it's a difference. I don't even like to smell cologne no more. I don't even like it no more. I'm like, man, what is that? Why would I pay $80 for this? But, I mean, it's not that I'm saying all Christians wear cologne, but I'm more so meaning they just different.
Yeah, the essential oils is literally made out of juices and berries.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, you know what I'm saying. They're made out of real plants, made real things. Cologne is straight chemicals. Like, you be walking around smelling like straight chemicals. Oh, don't put on no cheap cologne. Oh, man. You know, when you was young, get the $5 gas station cologne. It say Polo on there. Man, that ain't no Polo, bro. That ain't it.
Con, and some of them colognes they use like the pheromones of animals too, certain animals.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if they have like the musk of the animal, like that's the actual like pheromones of those animals.
I'm wondering why you attracting dogs.
Yeah, wow.
Nah, but to Radah's point, that's the that I don't want to say this. All right, not going to then. All right, let's keep it moving. Ima Oria, them being scared for their family, that's not trusting in Yahuwah. Sharat said, she texted me. Yeah, it's not in there. But she said some perfumes are carrying ruachs. I believe that. I do. Because smell is a frequency. Wait, where is she at? I don't see her. Oh, yeah, because smell is a frequency. So I actually think that's possible. I'm not saying that if you wear like polo or something like that, you're gonna have a demon on you. But I'm just saying I think there might be something to what you're saying. Ima, I think I read this, but make sure I don't miss it. Ima Oria, them being scared for their family, that's not trusted in Yahuwah. Shama, yeah, that's how the slave masters put fear in our ancestors. They take the strongest man and do him bad in front of everyone. Uriel. And I submit that's why it was nothing for Moshe to submit to what he told him to do as far as judging the people, because he is accustomed to Yithro's teachings and submitted to them.
That's it. That's real.
And I feel like Yahuwah could have been told Moshe that, like how he tells him everything. Okay, I get it. And yeah. And I feel like Yahuwah could have been told Moshe that, like how he tells him everything. But he waited for Yithro to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't
And
think
it's the
about
same thing in marriages too, y'all. It's the same thing in marriages, y'all. Because sometimes it'll appear that the wife might be more ruachal than the husband. And listen, there are going to be things that the Most High will show your husband and not show you on purpose. So you can submit. So you can continue to move in order. You'll be thinking, man, that you know the scriptures more than him, all kind of stuff. Sometimes, even if your ish is not in the truth, y'all, sometimes the Most High will show things to you through your ish. And vice versa as well. So, yeah.
Nathaniel. Khan, the earth will return back to the ancient paths. Revelation 2:26-29 says, and he who overcomes and keeps my command and keeps my works unto the end, to him I will give power over the nations. He shall rule them with a rod of iron. They shall be dashed to pieces like the potter's vessels. As I also have received from my Father, and I will give him the morning star. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach says to the churches.
That's it.
Bekir Yakun Yamin. Hebrews 13:17. Obey those who rule over you and be submissive, for they watch out for your souls. As those who must give an account, let them do so with joy and not with grief, for that would be unprofitable for you. Facts. Because Adasa, on delegation, we utilize this in the classroom at Ebri. We give the students classroom jobs. If not,
I think you skipped Ima Oreo.
Doggone it. My bad. I'm sorry, Ima. How did I do that? All right, you just put this in here. I know how it happened. All right, Ima Oreo. We all don't know how to do certain things, but we learn by trial and error. Yeah, I think that's why part of the reason you got to be patient with failures. Like, you got to give people grace to grow. That's the only way they're gonna get it. Especially like with children, even in your marriage, you gotta give people grace to grow. Because I mean, I won't say for the most part. How do I say this? So when you marry somebody, you ain't never been married to that person before. So it's gonna take time to figure out how to do that, and you got to give people grace to grow, because you learn by trial and error. You do. Because I'm telling you, man, like Yahuwah, you can do everything right, and Yahuwah still leads you to a wilderness, because that's where you grow.
Yeah.
To a wilderness. I was just excited to read my Isha comment. That's what it was. Because of Dasa. On delegation, we utilize this in the classroom at Ebri Academy. We give the students classroom jobs. If not, we will wear ourselves out with trying to keep the class in order and clean. She said, this is a mod from Soul Food. It's not my fault. It's all y'all's fault.
His name is Ahmad, too. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah, he's so disrespectful. He was talking to adults. He's butt-wood.
I was just saying he was trying to keep the family. He was the one trying to keep the family together after the grandmother passed and everything. He was trying to keep them endure, trying to keep them together. Yeah. So.
Hate this movie. So sad. All right, Bethel. That movie was so sad, man. Yithro helped Musha for 40 years in the wilderness that allowed him to judge righteously. Moshe submitted to him, and it helped him to be a through judge. The word judge is shaphat. Shaphat, stewarding over the word that was given to you, or dividing the word that was given to you.
That's it. Take good notes.
Moshe stewarded over the words that were given to him by Yithro, submitted to it, and moved in obedience, which helped him in the long run.
That's it. Yeah.
Yirmiyahu said, comment on touching the mountain. Do we have you got the other mic?
Okay, so when I was reading the Torah portion yesterday, Yahuwah was showing me some stuff on this, and basically, the main thing he was showing me was basically the level of reverence that those people had for Yahuwah and the understanding that they had of the difference between them and their leader. And so they didn't touch, so they were, when they were so scared of like Yahuwah basically, that they literally told Musha to just talk to them directly and to have Yahuwah talk to Musha so they could just hear directly from Musha because of the level of reverence that they had for Yahuwah. So Yahuwah was basically showing me that the reason why a lot of people are leaving isn't because they don't necessarily have a reverence for the leaders exactly, even though they don't. But even to have that reverence for the leaders, you have to have a level of reverence for Yahuwah. And he was showing me that basically the fear of Yahuwah is almost everything. The scriptures say in Ecclesiastes 12:13 that the whole duty of man is to fear Yahuwah and keep his commandments. And then in Proverbs 1, it says, Proverbs 1 verse 7. Let me go to it real quick. The fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of knowledge. And that goes even back to the second Exodus, because the word for knowledge here is da'at. And I prayed on the breakdown for it, and it's literally a door to experience being covered, which symbolizes the assemblies being covered, to experience the covering. So you can't Tet, I think. Yeah, so it's literally the door to experience being covered. So literally to even experience being covered, you have to have a level of fear for Yahuwah. And without that, you can't experience that. And Yahuwah was showing me that the people who are leaving and thinking they can do their own thing, that's basically the equivalent to literally going and touching the mountain and trying to walk up it themselves. Well, I know somewhere it says that that also the base of that the fear of Yahuwah is also the beginning of wisdom. And that word for wise is hakam, I think. And the breakdown I got for that is to guard the cycle of the word is het kuf mem. And that's literally Torah. That's literally guarding Torah. So to even be able to keep Torah, in a sense, you have to have a fear for Yahuwah. So he was showing me that basically.
To guard the cycle of what?
The word.
Okay. I get it, yeah. I got it.
Yeah. Hakam. Wise.
Yeah, it comes from Hagma. Even when it says, you talking about wise in Exodus?
No, I was talking about in Proverbs.
Oh yeah, Proverbs. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, there's a word when they say that they need to be wise and talking about leaders. I can't remember if it was in Exodus or another verse. Okay, yeah. But it's that same word, hokam. Yeah.
But yeah, just to sum it up, he was just basically showing me the importance of reverencing Yahuwah, and also the difference, the distinction between the level of kabod that our leaders hold over us and where we are. Even if we are in a high position, there's still a difference between basically anybody else in the Maleks. Just like y'all were saying, there's a level of access that they have that we don't have. They can be on the mountain, we can't be on the mountain. So when we try to step out of line and try to think that we can reach Yahuwah ourselves, there's nothing but death. That's why there's literally nothing there's nothing but death outside of this eternal excellency, because we can't reach salvation without the Maleks, basically. So that was it. Hallelujah.
Yeah, no, that's through. That's a through. And I know that's strong words, but it's real. Cause I mean, Yahuwah, he raises up people to do that. Like, look, if you, during those days, if you wasn't with Moshe, you wasn't getting salvation. You wasn't gonna be part of the deliverance of the Most High. You wasn't gonna be part of the covenant if you wasn't following Moshe and you wasn't there at the mountain that time when he brought out the covenant. You wasn't there. You didn't get it. You didn't receive that covenant. You see what I'm saying? So now it's really real, and that was the access that they had. They can go up on the mountain, and it was, and this is the thing. Anybody try to go up by itself, like it was like that. You can't let them live, beast or animal. Stone them with stones or shoot them with arrows. Stones, that's Eben, father, son. And arrows is like is sons. It's like arrows in a quiver. You see what I'm saying? But yeah.
God, yeah, because I was going. That was a dagger. The words that he said at the end, that was a dagger. And if you don't have the right understanding, if you ain't really been paying attention, then that might offend people. But if you were offended by the words at the end, be offended by it and say, okay, is this true or is this false? Malek Yahusha was talking about this, about how, so it was 1 John. They said that what we have seen and heard, this is John, the Talmudim, the follower of Yahusha talking. What we have seen and heard, declare we, us who were with Yahusha, unto you who wasn't with Yahusha. Why? So that your fellowship, so that you would have fellowship with us. And our fellowship is with Yahuwah and with Yahusha. So there's this concept where Yahuwah always establishes these things. Like even at Pesach, I'm pretty sure he mentioned this at the what they called the Last Supper, at that Pesach dinner where you had Yahusha and his disciples. When he says, this is my body that was broken for you, he wasn't talking to everybody, y'all. He wasn't. You can go back and read it. He says, this is my body that was broken for you. This is my blood that was spilt for you. He was talking to those who were sitting there with him. Because see, this is why that could have been offensive. Because if you still have a Christian mindset, if you Greco-Roman in your thoughts, which at the end of the day, we have some things in us. We got things we got to work out. But don't sit in the offense. Don't be like, yeah, he wrong. Don't do that. Sit in it and be like, man, why is this offensive to me? Is it because you thought you had just like this unlimited access? All right, so the word Adon. Elisha called Eliyahu Adon. Dawood, I believe he even called Samuel a master at some point, or Saul master at some point. But that word Adon is Aleph, Dalet, Father. Now he called him master too, though. Aleph, Dalet, Nun. And the breakdown goes back to enter in the strong leader's door of life. That's your strong leader, your Adon is the door that you enter into to inherit life. So that's really what Yirmiyahu was talking about. Because even, again, this is how the disciples were. Yahusha made that covenant with them, 11 people that was there. Well, it was really 11. Them 11 people that was there. And that's the way that you gain access. That's why you got to be careful who you marry, especially Akio, because you're going to call that man Adon. You're going to say, this is the door that I'm going to enter in through. Whatever he's leading me to is where I'm going to go. So the words were sharp, but he's spot on. We have a similar type of access because what they did. This is why, like, even when you look at Mushal and his sons, we got Radai, you got Yirmiyahu, you got Zamar, you got Zerah, Anthony, all the way down. Hope I ain't missed none of y'all. If I did, I love y'all. But because of his relationship with Yahuwah, they have access to Yahuwah. That's why the hundredfold family is so important. It's the same thing we just saw in the Torah portion. It was through Yithro that Musha gained access to Yahuwah. Because Yithro was a priest of Midian. He learned all of that stuff from Abraham. Because you remember, go back and read Bereshit, I think it's 36. Abraham has all these sons, and then he sends these sons away. But he had taught them everything that he had learned. Them people were circumcised. I even submit that's why when Musha didn't circumcise his son, Yahuwah was like, I'm coming for you. Because he should have known. Because I'm telling you, we don't know for sure. But I'm telling you, the Midianites, they was probably circumcised. Because Abraham circumcised everybody in his house and had the same teaching. So
No, you're right. And it literally says in Bereshit, Yahuwah said that, oh, this man, he's gonna teach all his children my ways. Something along those lines. Yeah. No, you in there.
God, that's it. I think that's Bereshit 15 or something like that. That's why he got a covenant. He's like, because I know he going to teach his descendants and his sons the commandments, the laws, and the statutes. So the concept of having access to Yahuwah through a man, that's a foreign concept if you got a Christian mindset still. That's why people leave. That's what he was saying. So, yeah.
No, Christianity says you should just try to go up on the mountain yourself.
That's what it says.
Yeah. Go up on the mountain yourself.
Can y'all pass that mic? Imam or y'all got some? Whoever got the mic. That's strong statement right there, boy. I'm glad he said
I just want to kind of land back on what you were saying. That I forgot everything.
Well, let me add this because I think another big thing about this is that because see, this is the thing is that they're the mediators. You know, Moshe in the scriptures, the Melachim as well, but Moshe in the scriptures was the mediator for Yasharel. We know this. We read the Torah portion enough to know that if it wasn't for Moshe several times with his intercession and things like that, the Most High would have just destroyed the whole nation. He was the mediator between them. You know, he played as a mediator. So then if you decide, oh, well, I'm going to go up on the mountain by myself, you just lost your mediator. Right. No, he got to get stoned. He got to get, now he don't have it, because he's not attributed to no house. He's coming up by himself. He don't have no covering. You see what I'm saying? He or she. You just rejected your covering. You try to go up by yourself. And so now it's time to get shot down. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because we don't realize the amount of covering and mediation that we have being in this order. That's why it's such a big deal if you don't, receive your hundredfold family, because it's almost like you're rejecting your covering. That caused you to be exposed. The Melachim constantly, they're interceding on behalf of the nation. They're continually interceding on behalf of the nation. You can try to depend on your own personal relationship if you want, but there's layers to this. There's layers to this thing. And that's why there's a certain level of access that you have being in this order, because of who you have as your covering going before the Most High for you. I think that's very, very important to understand that concept. Very important. Like, man, look. Why you ask me or Bakir Yamin to pray about something for you? Why did you ask the Melachim to pray? Why you don't just be, well, I pray for myself. I just pray that I get this job. I got it. Why do you say, let me, Mushal, can you pray that I get this about this job thing, or Bakir, can you pray about this job, or Miss Parker, can y'all pray? There's a level of covering that comes. You can try to depend on your own relationship if you want, but it's a whole nother level when you have a full blown. You see what I'm saying? People who are on that, people who are that close, who are interceding for you, who are that close to the Most High, or interceding for you. Imagine having like a Moshe who you are attributed to, who's interceding. When he's interceding, Yahuwah looks at you as him interceding for you. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, something else you said about the way that you talked about how oftentimes people have a problem with a leader when they really got a problem with Yahuwah. But Malek Musha, I think Mushal may have said the same thing at one point, but how you're not about to slap no Yahuwah, but you might take a swing at I ain't saying nobody here going to take a swing at a leader, but you'll get attitude with your leaders, but you're not going to get no attitude with Yahuwah, most people. Now, some people that bold, and that's just mind-blowing to me. I'm mad at Yahuwah. I'm upset with Yahuwah. Oh, wow. Okay. But that's what you were saying, because it's an image of an image. So as it is in the Shamayim, it is in the Eretz. That's why Israel has always had a king. We've always had a king. Even Musa was called king. Abraham was like a king. Because he reigned in, I forgot the name of the place, but I won't go into it too deep, but that was a thub call out as well. Oh, okay. Hallelujah. Oh, man, my apologies.
To make it short, what I was going to say, how can you go up on the mountain yourself? How can you lead yourself somewhere when you don't know where to go? They are sent. He speaks to them. He tells them where to go, and we follow. So you're going to go yourself and be lost. You don't know where you at, where you going.
And this is where things get twisted. You'll hear from the Most High. The Most High he deals with all of us. The Most High will show you something, and you'll hear from the Most High. He'll talk to you. He'll deal with you. But you got to understand there's levels to this. Even Moshe understood that. He knew when Yithro was coming at him with a word, he knew that was, he knew to submit to that. Like, don't think because you hear from the Most High, yeah, I'm going to get this out. Don't think because you hear from the Most High that you through and you don't need to submit to a word coming from your heads. There is layers to this. But yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Man, why you do that? Now I got to find my place again. Okay. Hold on 1 second. It was you said how'd you say it again?
It was mainly about them going up to the mountain, going themselves, doing things on their own.
Told that's it. So I think this is the major thing. I'm telling y'all, this Greco-Roman mindset, this Christian mindset, it's sneaky. That's why Malek Yahusha called. He said something along the lines of Christianity is one of the most evil things in the world. It's wicked. Because when we say things like this, Christianity taught you it was idolatry. Christianity taught that this was idolatry, while all at the same time, While all at the same time, the pastor would say, go here, and we went. He say, get his money, and we gave it. We didn't question it. He said, hey, we're going to pick up, we're going to move the church. We're going to move here. Guess where you're going to go? All the while, you have this same order that exists in the government. They say, hey, man, look, you know what? Trump done signed this order. It's no longer called the Gulf of Mexico. It's the Gulf of America. Look at your maps. I think a college put it in there. It said Gulf of America. But don't nobody call that idolatry. Nobody calls that idolatry. So you gotta really examine and look at, man, why I got an issue with this. It may be because you may have followed somebody at one point and they broke your heart. They may have crushed you, offended you in a way. But you got to get those things out, because this is really the order. It's all throughout Scripture. Even Paul had to submit to Peter, John, and James. He had an argument. He ain't know what to do. He had to go up there and submit. It says that he was sent to Jerusalem. Even when he came into the ministry, he had to go submit to another man. He spent 3 years studying under people before he wrote a single letter. So it really is just the order, and this is how the Shamayim operate too. So we got to get out. We got to confront the thought of, man, if this, I don't need to really submit to nobody, and I can have my own personal relationship with Yahusha, but that's nowhere in the scriptures. If you have, so the people that you see leading were called to lead. Like even in the text, if they were leading, they were called to lead. I'll give you an example. It was Elisha and Jehu, I think. He became king. He was anointed to become king. When took down the king, you have David. David was anointed. Everybody who leads, Yahuwah appoints that person. There's not anybody who, there are people who rose up and said, we're going to overthrow Rome, and they were all killed. You can read about it in Acts. It's going to lay it out in Acts. So that's a major mindset. That's major. All right. I know we got to go. All right, let's see. Where we at? It's Yirmiyahu's fault, man. He did it. He brought that out. Y'all blame Yirmiyahu. All right, Radayahu. To delegate is to establish an order. So to remain, you have to submit to the order that was delegated. So if you move outside of the delegated order, you will not remain. Mike. Keep your hand out your nose. That's nasty.
So what Yirmiyahu brought out was huge, because like this even applies to the things that the Maleks say. Like if the Maleks bring out a word and you for some reason think that you receive something that is different and you move off of that, like you can't, like I'm sure y'all all know what I'm talking about, but you can't take that and then go and try to move around it. That's the equivalent, is the absolute equivalent of trying to go up to the mountain yourself. That's like that does not make any sense. If you believe that the Maleks are receiving the words from Yahuwah, and then that even what Yirmiyahu said about fear was a whole different thing too. That was deep. He said that the fear is equivalent to guarding the Torah. Like, no, he said you have to have fear to keep the Torah. Like, you can't, when you really think about it, if you don't truly fear Yahuwah, then it's impossible to actually keep the Torah. The fear of Yahuwah is what's gonna fuel. That's like, you're not gonna do certain things because you fear that Yahuwah is going to do something to you because of it. Like, you're not gonna go outside and kill somebody because you know that Yahuwah is gonna strike you down if you do that. But if you don't truly believe that, then what's stopping you from doing it then? There's something that's stopping you, and that's what that fear of Yahuwah does. That's what stops you from breaking Torah. That's what keeps you in line. Everybody don't keep all the rules in Torah because they feel like it, just because they feel like it. Or everybody don't submit to the heads just because they feel like it. There's a fear of Yahuwah that has to be there. You have to fear. You have to have a fear that
if you do this, there will be consequences for it. So praise Yahuwah.
And there was a calf running on the side of the road. You saw that? Even I witnessed, I was like, man, we can snatch that bug up. You know what I'm saying? He big and he fit in the back of the truck. She's like, yeah, and then yeah, but you know, then I thought about the Torah though, where if you see your neighbor's animal running, you gotta keep it. And I was like, well, he ain't my neighbor, but I was like, we ain't out here, but I ain't gonna, at least we ain't gonna cook him, not today. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let him make it today. But he was perfect size. I said if I had Shimshon with us, I was like, man, we could have got that bug. Could have got it. I had the slice in the car and everything, man. All right. But no, you spot on with the fear thing. Cause that's what kept us from having brisket tonight. But Nathaniel, if Yahuwah really was in the church, a lot of people wouldn't make it out of the building alive. Just imagine what would happen to us if we came in here without repentance and without the right garments. Bethel, can you imagine getting married to a bride and she is dirty? Oh, no, not so.
Man, look here. Yeah, can you imagine the bride at the wedding and musty? Oh man, that would be crazy. That'd be crazy. Some of y'all, man, I killed especially it be like that. I killed like a dude. If they, think he all that. Really like a dude. He come one day and be musty or stink. It's done. It's just done. Never. It's over. It's over for him forever. You know, it was one day, 6 months ago he came. He was just stank. Like, man, for real, you just done over there. Huh? He could change that. Yeah, no, I just can't do it. I can't even look at him to say. Dude be all right. He'd be like, I just gotta show him how to shower. We can do this. Yeah, but no, that's what that, man. Yeah. Yeah, it is in the scriptures.
Ima Oriya. Song of Songs is about the bride of Yahuwah, Israel.
Khan. That's it.
Bekir Ezra Hadassah. Song of Songs 4:11. In the fragrance of your garments is like the fragrance of Lebanon. I wonder if Lebanon smelled like cedar wood.
Man, that's
cedar,
it.
Cedar smells.
That's it. Yeah, the cedars of
It
Lebanon.
always talks about the cedars of Lebanon, like the cedar tree.
All right, we got some cedar wood. I got a whole smell already.
That cedar wood, man. That smell through.
Bekir Yakun Yamin. About being clean, I submit your ruach must be somewhat clean also.
Khan. No, that's it.
Facts.
Nah, for real. Because that ruaco aspect of it, too.
Nathaniel, we were the cleanest people in the world back in the day, Scripps.
Back in the day, Scripps, huh?
Oh, okay. I had to make sure I read it right. Because, like, I don't be reading your stuff right. So I was like, wait, back in the day? The bubonic... we were the cleanest people in the world back in the days of the Scripps.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was like, back in the days, Nope. All right. The bubonic plague was so widespread simply because people were dumping boo-boo on each other on purpose and on accident and going months and years without showers. Nah, that's real. Yo, they ain't have no system for that.
Like, man, I'm talking about really, really unsanitary situations what's going on in Europe, y'all. Y'all think that's why they call it the the bubonic plague, boo-boo. Oh, snap. No. Oh, snap. Oh, man. Revelation after revelation. Nah, I'm playing.
All right, let me stop. All right, Shimshon said, Ecclesiastes 9:8. It says, let your garments always be white and let your head lack no oil. Mm-hmm. You have something on that? Can we pass the mic to Shimshon?
I was just gonna say how important hygiene really was, because it kind of go back to, like, I know some of us know, like Deion Sanders. He'd be like, you look good, you feel good, you play good. So like, for an example, at my job, it's a lot of the kids, they stink there, but they got like issues and stuff they deal with, like depression and stuff like that. But it was one time I told this kid, I said, look, man, go take a shower. Watch how much better like you feel. Like watch how much better like your aura is. And the boy went and took a shower and washed up, and he came out. He wasn't like depressed. I mean, he probably still deal with depression, but like at that moment, he wasn't depressed no more. So like, I think it's just like don't know the word to use, but it go hand in hand with why Yahuwah want us to be clean, because it changes your aura. It makes you feel like real thub about yourself.
Bethel, the Israelites had just came out of Egypt, so I wonder if they probably weren't clean coming straight out of the Egypt and having their. Oh, I'm gonna just read how y'all wrote it, because I be getting in trouble with that. And having their customers in them. Yahuwah was like, watch before y'all come to me. Like, yeah, nah, y'all don't do that. Clean it up.
Because it wasn't until the laws was given out, and sort of, because it wasn't just the 10 Commandments that was given. I submit all of the commandments were given. The 10 Commandments were how should I say? So the 10 Commandments were given first, but then we'll see in the next Torah portion next week that then all the other commandments are given. You know, about if this happens, you need to wash with water. If that happens, you need to wash. If this happens, you need to wash. If a slave does this, all these different laws. That's the next. I think that's Shoftim. I think is what that Torah portion is called. Maybe not, but it's all these other laws are given right after this Torah portion next week. And so, yeah, that wasn't given yet is my point. That wasn't given yet. So maybe, yeah, it might have been, yeah. Very interesting.
I just wanted to say, Lambak and what? Huh? Because my name I skip him. Okay. What Shimshon say is so real. About like just him taking a shower and like he would have feel better and stuff like that. And I just honestly know that water is so ruwako. So I know I'm the only person with this. But even when I having like a rough day, for some reason I feel like taking a shower makes it better. Like I feel like me going to just take a shower, like that's the thing that I want to go do. Like I just feel like it would just wash away everything. Like that's how it feels. And every time I do that, or like when I find myself doing that, I always be thinking to myself, like, man, water is ruwako. Like, it's no reason why I just run to do this. Like, it's something deeper that my ruach know that I don't know, like, when it comes to, like, just water, washing away stuff, or just, it's ruwako.
We got 2 over there. 3.
Hallelujah. We got 3. Hallelujah.
Just to land back off of what Uriel said, if y'all don't know, we haven't had water in a long time at the RV, so I was starting to feel like a little like sad, and I was like, this must be like ruwako or something, because not taking a shower is just, it's not, I don't know how other nations do it, but it's rough, yeah.
They said once a week. They was mad they had to do it once a week. I was like, man, we're trying to do it less than that.
Just to land back off what Dewar and Uriel said, I used to take, I think it was about up to 4 showers after I had Papachito, because it was helping with depression and stuff. So yeah, it's really something regarding to the ruwako. Postpartum depression? Yeah. Yeah, the water just, flowing on you. And then I make shower steamers. I don't know if y'all know what that means, but it's like shower bombs But shower steamers it comes through my I'm used to make it with my business. And so I would add the essential oils, and once the water gets to it, it bubbles up and frizzes, and then you start to smell the essential oil. So that's another reason why I was taking so many showers. Yeah. I got a little stash coming for that coat tease. Huh? Con.
So you like it's like battery operated, like you like turn it on.
No. It's a shower ball, like a little shower pellet thing. It's like processing of making it, but it's like a shower ball or a shower pellet, and you put it in the shower, and once the water hits it, it fizzes and bubbles up, and the essential oils that's in that shower steamer, it comes out and it allows aromatherapy while you take a shower. So like lavender is a known one. It helps with stress and depression, relaxation, and then eucalyptus help with congestion and like all. Yeah, so there was like, yeah. I can add you to the list too if. A lot of the males, they would buy the sinus relief ones because it had like eucalyptus, peppermint, and I think it was another one I put in there. But it really helps with showers. Yeah. I'll add you to the list.
So you had to take like a hot shower though, huh?
No,
because like, does it work with the steam?
It just works with the water. Once the water hits it, it bubbles up, and in the steam it creates this aroma. But regardless if you take a hot shower or cold water or a cold shower, once the water hits it, it still allows that bubble and fizzes on the shower pellet or the shower steamer, and that what creates the, yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't respond when she said she was gonna add you to the list. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you ain't respond. Some shower steamers and bath bombs and stuff, fam.
All right, Bethel. Did we have somebody else? You had something? Oh, okay. All right, Bethel. The Israelites had just came out of Egypt, so I wonder if they probably weren't clean. Oh wait, I already read that. All right. Mushala. This goes back to honor of what Radah said. Giving Hudim brings the kabod. Giving Hudim brings kabod to Yahuwah. Our submission and obedience when we honor those Yahusha has placed over us gives the kabod back to Yahusha. This is why Hud is so important. That's the singular of Hudim. The giving of Hud or lack thereof is directly connected to our length of life. Exodus 20 verse 12. Honor or Hud your father and mother, that your days may be long upon the land in which Yahuwah your Elohim is giving you. Give Hud to those placed over you, so that your life may be long. Lift up your heads. God.
Yeah, so I was just talking with Radayahu and with Akalesh about this earlier today on the Hud. So their last Kingdom video, they're talking about honor, and they're talking about like giving the honors. I don't know if y'all seen the last video, but and so they're talking about how you give honors to Yahuwah, and then it's Olam Hudim, then I am Mispar Hudim, then Kafel Hudim, then Hudim. But they're talking about how it's like it creates this like stairway or this ladder. So if you're under on that stairway, that ladder, it actually gives you access. So if you're showing honor and you're under submission to that order that gives you access. And also, as I was listening to the video, I was doing laundry, and I saw this very, very short vision. I saw this washing machine, and it had a sign on it that says out of order. So, you know, when you get the machines, vending machines, washing machines, or whatever, and they have a sign on it that says out of order, what does that mean? That they're not functioning. Okay, so order, and, honor is connected to order, you being in order, but you being out of order is also related and connected to your functioning. So if you're out of order, you're not going to be able to function properly, you know. So you're only able to function properly when you're in order. So, hallelujah.
All right, Kalesh. Yahuwah bringing this hygiene word out for a reason. I think that's a soap in a tub.
Hint, hint. I think he's saying somebody might be struggling there today. Huh? Oh, yeah.
Hezekiah from Zariah, something that my mom would tell me to get in the shower when I was younger was cleanliness is next to godliness. Yeah.
He's like, man, that is not in the scriptures. But it is biblical principle, though. It is biblical.
Hey, boys, be quiet. Turn around, David. Turn around. All right, Ima Angie. I saw a video where other nations were washing their athletic shoes in the dishwashers, some with dishes in them too, and thinking it was the best quote-unquote hack since sliced bread. There was dirt all at the bottom of the machine in that stuff, and someone else washing their dishes in the sink basin in dirty water too, and not even changing the wash water or rinsing them off. I seen that. I saw that. Mushala. All right, we're going to make it through this, y'all. All right. All right, Mushala. She said, Khan, Yahuwah was showing me today that some are ruachly backed up with refuse and need to release it. Spiritually constipated from holding on to refuse, they are supposed to release to Yahusha. Man. Oh, man, that might tie into the belly. Shashon, last week Nathaniel and I asked pretty much everyone how long it takes to get ready for Shabbat. Some of y'all, I think, said 5 minutes. Stephen A. Smith, Dallas Cowboy face. Y'all got the mic over there?
I just want to say that I did not write nobody's name down. That's all I want to say. I didn't write nobody's name down.
Well, maybe they shower before Shabbat and brush their teeth at night. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to help some people out. I'm just trying to help some people. All right, Mikael. All right, listen up. Hey, boys, y'all getting loud. People would pray to Yahuwah and say, let my offering be a sweet smelling aroma to your nostrils, and yet go before him without taking a shower. Put it back. Hezekiah Yahu, confirmation on what Mushal is saying about the shofar blows when the king is coming. I'm usually told to play when Yahuwah's Ruach is about to invade us. Man, hallelujah. Bekir Ezra Hadassah, Shemot 19:16. Then it came to pass on the third day in the Boker that there were thunderings and lightnings and a thick cloud on the mountain, and the sound of the trumpet was very loud, so that all the people who were in the camp trembled. When we were just reading Exodus 19:16 about the Most High appearing at Mount Sinai, I thought about the nightclubs. Wow. Lightning flashing, lights in darkness, thundering, beat from the music, trumpet, air horn, thick cloud, smoke from people smoking. I wonder if that's a perverted imitation of what was happening. Man, that's a great point.
Go into covenant. About to go into covenant with something else. For real, that's interesting. Very interesting.
And then she put the scriptures in the chat. Devorah Yahu, when the Melachim came in, when the Melachim came in, I was filled with so much joy. I kept thinking of how that was a foreshadowing of Yahusha coming back, and you spot on. You are spot on. I can witness to that. Kaya from Mamudah, I think. Shalom. Why does it say in Exodus 19:22 that lest they do that, Yahuwah will break out against them? Then in verse 24 it said Yahuwah was speaking and said, lest he break out against him. Why does it say he and not I in verse 24? Oh, okay. All right, well, we'll get to that answer because Ma answered it. Okay. So, this is Mushala to what the roar said. Toda to all of you who held the phone so I could experience that historic moment. Everything was beautiful. Words would not have done it any justice. I'm grateful for the live experience.
Hallelujah. I want to say Toda too for that. That was really through. I appreciate y'all who y'all took turns holding the phone so that she can be there. Praise Yahusha, man.
Hezekiah, this is his name. He said, my breakdown. The covering equipped with the weapon of praise that attacks at the appointed time. I don't know if this is accurate breakdown of my name, but if it is, then it directly corresponds with the function of the shofar. Oh, wow. Yeah, maybe. I have to pray on that. Kalesh, Yahuwah had me stop wearing perfumes a while ago because the scents and the chemicals, I want to get into oils. Sheer, that's crazy. I was just talking to my Akio about perfume and deodorant. Praise Yahusha, trying to fight the dust must. Well, I was talking to somebody about deodorant. Who was I talking to? Hadassah. I was talking to Hadassah. Never mind. Yeah. Because we was talking about, I don't remember what we was talking about, but it came up. All right, anyway. Shoshone put a fire here because of Yirmiyahu's comment. You had something on that? Oh, okay. And Sheer said, also, that's interesting. They have to be stoned or shot with arrows. Understanding the Hebrew behind stones and arrows. Not a hand shall touch him, but he shall surely be stoned or shot with an arrow. Whether man or beast, he shall not live. When the trumpet sounds long, they shall come near the mountain. Exodus 19:13. Mushala said to Amudah's question, I'm not sure. My first guess is that it's a translation reason. It seems the chapter is written where Yahuwah refers to himself in third person. My second guess is that he is speaking about different aspects of himself, Father, Son. Yeah, maybe. Bakir Lufubal. My father delegated us to pick cotton in late summer in order to purchase our school clothes. Because him and my mother couldn't do it by themselves, me, and my three brothers and sisters worked from sun up to sundown to accomplish the mission. Our reward was brand new school clothes, but more importantly, learning a great work ethic. Just like Yithro, they knew the importance of delegation. He said, I was impressed how the Melakim took their time to minister to everyone who had questions or comments. Even though it had gotten late, they remained focused and engaged until the end, giving us their wisdom. Khan. Yeah, that was so cool. Mikael, to land back on what was being said about Akshim Shon's comment. There was a time where I had disobeyed Yahuwah and I felt bad. Then I heard, go take a shower and wash your hair. Once I got out, I felt better. Then he said, I made this happen so I could take you through a cleansing. Man, praise Yahusha. Yahya said about smelling thub. What about that? That's
that Issey Miyake, you know what I'm talking about?
Issey Miyake from back in the day, Mushaw. Have you smelling thub? Like, yeah.
Man, y'all don't know about that Issey Miyake, man. You know
about that. Oh, I don't know nothing about that one.
Ain't none of y'all know that Issey Miyake? Oh, snap. Where y'all at, man? Who raised their hand? Oh, yeah, Shema know about that Issey Miyake, boy. Man, look here. You had to pay some money for that. I thought I was, man, high school. I thought I was smelling through, boy. Nah, it's cologne though. It's cologne, yeah.
And then Ima Angie. Khan, there has to be a fear of whoever delegated the authority for someone to willingly be submitted to the person who has been delegated to. When I was a paralegal in the Air Force and worked in military justice, one of the duties was to get a panel, quote-unquote, jury assembled for court martials. The installation commander was the conveying authority and selected the members of the panel, but delegated the name compilation to us. Most of the time, when an officer/pilot, who was more than likely a captain, which is 4 grades lower than a general, was told they might be on the panel, they start throwing a fit and coming up with excuses. I'd merely tell them, respectfully of course, that they would have to take that up with the general, and instantly their entire countenance would change. They didn't respect my position, but they feared the general's. Wow. Yeah. Man, that's food. Emunah. When submission is not taking place, I think about 1 Samuel 15:23, which states, for rebellion is a sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. When we are not submitting to the Melakim, Mushlaim, and leadership that Yahuwah has appointed over us, I submit this is a form of witchcraft. Sapa Yahuwah will not have this in his assembly and will purge out the rebels. Ezekiel 20:38. I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. This is what we have seen taking place recently. Whew, hallelujah. Y'all went in.
Rebirth of a nation. Hebrew kingdom building.